Hey, it's Jen from Not So Mystical Tarot. This is going to be your reading for the time around this coming weekend, starting about Friday the 13th of September. Why are we all freaked out about that, right? Like, isn't it the stupidest thing? But everybody freaks out over it. Although I have had weird things happen. Anyway, you can find me on Instagram at Not So Mystical Tarot or NotSoMysticalTarot.com if you'd like a personal or a private reading. These are general readings, so I would watch your moon and rising signs. Everything will be time-stamped in the first pinned comment and in the description, so you can find me online anywhere, and you can find your signs. You can just hop to the ones that are relevant to you. All right, let's get started with Aries for this weekend. What do we have going on? You have got the 8 of Pentacles and the 7 of Pentacles. Okay, this is a weekend for you that is not all fun and games, okay? But this is not a bad thing. It looks like you're going to accomplish quite a bit this weekend. It looks like you have a lot on your plate, but it's really important that you're extremely choosy about what you put your effort toward this weekend. You have the ability this weekend to get a lot of things done. And you know, in the U.S., it's been Labor Day and everybody's kind of goofed off a little bit, but it is time to get back to work, whether you're organizing for the upcoming season, getting ready for the holidays, finishing up the third quarter and starting the fourth quarter of your business things. You know, whatever you have going on, this is a weekend to get stuff done. This is not a weekend to sit around and Netflix. Okay, but you have the ability to accomplish a great amount of things. Now, also, we see that you have the 7 of Pentacles, and I describe this a lot, and people have said they really appreciate this description as like an apple tree. If you were out in an orchard and you're like, gosh, I'm hungry, would you pick up an apple off the ground that like the one side's all brown because it's been sitting on the ground, and would you eat that for lunch, or would you get one off the tree that's just right for you? Kind of that thing. He's got the wand here, and wands are about action, so it really talks about you making a good choice, really choosing where you put your efforts in this weekend, and when you make the right choice as far as where to focus your effort, you get this buildup of all of this goodness, all of these things that you are able to accomplish. So definitely want to put your effort toward things that are really relevant to you, what you need to accomplish, what you need to get done. Let's just get a little bit more information for my Aries watchers. Whoa, for this weekend. Oh, look at this. Ace of Pentacles, okay? This is going to provide you with a major opportunity to accomplish some things and to also show you what's the most important. So take advantage of this Ace of Pentacles, especially when it comes to the 7 of Pentacles being very, very choosy. You want to take advantage of the very best opportunity. It's likely that you have 10 or 12 great things you could work on this weekend, but you want to make sure that you choose the very best one because that's where your accomplishment will lie. And you also have the 3 of Swords. So I think what this is, I don't feel like this is some sort of hideous sadness. I think it's more like, oh, I really got to buckle down this weekend. I've been having a lot of fun, and I almost feel like you're really like, I don't want to. I want to just play and have a good time. And you know what? We all want to do that, but this is a weekend for the Aries that it is time to get back to work. And the thing is, once you get past this and you see the opportunities ahead of you, you really will, you will accomplish a great deal. And I think you're going to be very, very happy that you've made that choice. When it all, like Sunday night, when you're sitting having a cup of tea or a glass of wine or doing whatever you're doing and kind of thinking about how you spent the weekend, you're going to be like, yeah, I killed this. So there you go, Aries. All right, we're going to move on to our Taurus watchers. What do we have going on for Taurus? This one's flying out. We've got the 7 of Cups with the High Priestess. Okay, it looks like there are a lot of emotions kind of swirling around this weekend for you and a lot of opportunity. However, you want to be careful what you get involved with. And I think Aries had this as well, not the Cups, but they had the 7 of Pentacles, which is about being kind of choosy. And when you have the 7 of Cups, same thing. See all those different kinds of emotions and different kinds of things you can get involved with? You want to pick the things that are just right for you. And now you have the High Priestess, which is the most intuitive card in the entire deck. And the High Priestess will really, if you look deep inside, you know what it is that you need to focus on this weekend and what you don't. So look deep inside. Really, like I said, it's one of those things, you know, and you know how somebody asks you something and you're like, I know. And they're like, well, how do you know? And you're like, I know that I know. That's this High Priestess. I know that I know that I know. You know where you need to focus this weekend. You know what is important. So stay really true to that. And you will you will have a much better experience than if you try to please all these other people. Now, the other thing you have coming up here is the Chariot. The Chariot is also, it tends to represent the sun sign of Cancer, which is, again, one of the cups. It's the emotions, it is the sign of water. How can I put this? The Chariot is like a lot of great energy, but it is like rushing toward you. So it can be pretty overwhelming. The Seven of Cups is overwhelming as it is. So I think it's kind of like you need to decide what you're going to deal with this weekend and what's important to you. And when all this other stuff comes and tries to like kind of bombard you and take over, you're going to really have to say, nope, I already made my decision and I'm going to entertain this weekend. And the other stuff, I'm not going to deal with it. Now you have the Six of Cups. And the Six of Cups, again, more water. The Six of Cups is about what brings you joy. This is about like really deep down happiness. And it's really, I don't want to say selfish, but it's more like what makes me happy, what makes me feel like really, really good. This is not about what everybody else needs this weekend. It's really about what you need. And like I said, deep down, you know what you need. This screams self-care to me. This screams from the rooftops self-care. So I would really like you to focus on that, and then whatever that pertains to as far as that Seven of Cups, the other emotions and other important things, but self-care I think is going to be super important for you this weekend. So definitely take care of yourself first and then deal with other people and their needs. All right, we're going to move on to Gemini. What do we have going on for our Geminis this weekend? Gemini, Queen of Pentacles. Yeah, this is a weekend that is not about running around being crazy. Everybody's getting the same sort of information in the Page of Swords. Okay, Queen of Pentacles, super responsible, excellent time manager, bills are paid, house is clean, environment is in order. You know, if you've got kids are back to school, you're making sure that everything is going according to plan. Like I said, the bills are all paid, the budget is made, meals are planned. And this is a female or a male energy. It doesn't have to be just for women, but it's just saying, listen, Gemini, I know you would like to be like kind of, and I'm feeling like I can't breathe, which always tells me that you would really rather be doing something else. But this weekend is technically, it just seems like it's coming up and coming up. It's kind of a weekend about work and about sort of getting yourself in order and keeping yourself straight. Now you have the Page of Swords, and pages are messengers. Swords are you are the swords. Swords are your intellectual. It's not about your emotions. And the Queen of Pentacles isn't either. She's practical. So you've got to think about like, hey, listen, you're getting a message to use your head. You know, you're the air signs, you're the swords. Use your head. You like it here anyways and you're comfortable, but it is time to really pay attention to what is important in your life, especially your environment, your practical stuff, your job, your finances. It's really important to make sure that you're solid and on track. And this weekend is the time to get all of that extraneous stuff that maybe you've let go over the holiday and all that kind of thing. Maybe you've let that stuff go. So it is really time to get that stuff in order this weekend by any, I hate to say it, but like kind of by any means necessary. Let's get a couple cards just, for clarification. You've got the Hermit, and the Hermit is a card that represents Virgo a lot of the time, and Virgo's another earth sign, along with this Queen of Pentacles here. So it is saying, like, you may need to take this time away from, you may not be able to engage a lot with family, friends, with a lot of other stuff. It's really time to focus inward and on your home, your family. It's really important that you take that time away and get yourself straight. And like I said, you actually know this anyway. You know what you need to be doing. Whoa, look at that. And you get the Knight of Swords as well. Knights are bringers. So you've got a message here, and then you have a bringer of energy, and it's the sword energy. Again, it's that intellectual, mental acuity. This is your weekend to really get it under control. If you've let some things go and you haven't quite been as diligent about other things, this is the weekend to get yourself in order and get things under control, okay? And you're going to feel great about it, but it is kind of a working weekend, I think, but it's working on things that are relevant to you, not to other people or your workplace. You see what I'm saying? Okay. All right, we're going to move on to Cancer. What do we have for our Cancer watchers coming up this weekend? We have got the Knight of Pentacles and the Eight of Cups. Okay, and it's funny, in a personal reading I did earlier, we got this kind of stuff. The energy, yes, we are in Virgo season, so we've got the Pentacles working. The Knight of Pentacles is the slowest moving energy of the deck. However, he's highly methodical. He gets things done properly. He gets things done in the right way. This weekend is kind of a working weekend for a lot of people, not necessarily working at your job, but more getting your household and yourself in order. And as the other readings are coming through, it's the same sort of thing. Now, you also have this Eight of Cups here, which is about walking toward the things that are good for you. You know, and you have here walking toward this Knight of Pentacles. It's kind of like, yeah, it's time to settle down. It's time, you know, we've had our summertime. If you're in the U.S. or that area, you've had your time of fun, and, you know, you've had holidays and all this other stuff going on. It's now time to kind of get back to reality. And this weekend is a really great weekend to sort of work toward that. Getting yourself in order. And also, if we've had a lot of, you know, extraneous things going on, it's time to kind of, these things sort of get left in the dust, and that's okay. They just kind of get left in the background, and that's all right, because you're going towards the things that are really important. Now, you also have the Strength card coming up, and that's really great too, because it is hard to deal with this slow moving energy when it comes to this kind of stuff. It can be really, like, because it's not always fun, and I get that, but you're going to be so happy in the end. And I told somebody else this too, you know, so watch your moon and rising signs. If, you know, like Sunday night, you're sitting and having a cup of coffee or a glass of wine or a cup of hot tea, and you're like, I'm so glad that I spent this weekend taking care of the things that were important versus doing other stuff that I really didn't need to be doing. And that's kind of what we have going on. You have the Five of Cups as well. So it is hard, and it can be disappointing, but don't focus here on the 3 cups that are spilled out. You've got the 2 cups that are uprighted, and that gives you an opportunity. So you have, yeah, there are things that will get left behind, and there are, like, if you're in our hemisphere up, or, you know, here in the U.S., you get the summertime is left behind. It's always kind of sad, because you're like, oh, I never have enough time in the summer. But you've got these 2 uprighted cups. It's almost the end of the year. It's time to kind of see what we've got going on and work toward the end of the year being really productive, and you know, just kind of set yourself up for success toward finishing out 2019. Look at it that way versus boo-hoo, I don't get to play anymore, you know? All right, we're going to move on to our Leos. What do we have for our Leos? We've got the Star for the Leos. This is very nice and whimsical and fun. And the Empress. Wow. All right, Leo. This weekend is about you. This is about starting to think about what do I really want. And, like, as we come into the end of the year, I think a lot of people are getting readings like this, and a lot of the signs are as well, where it's like, okay, you know, 2019, you know, it seems like it just arrived, and now here we are towards the end of it. So you have the Star, which is like big dreams. And what were your big dreams at the beginning of the year? You know, what did you really want? And then you have the Empress coming through too, and the Empress is about the gift of you. What is it? Are you being true to you? I think that's really what we want to look at. And this weekend may be a time of introspection for you, and saying, well, geez, 2019, these things happened that were good, these things were you know, did I follow my dreams, my passions? Do I have a plan to do that next year? Do I have a plan to finish out this year and really feel like I have accomplished some of my goals? Am I able to share who I really am with the people that I love? I mean, am I able to meet those kind of goals and, you know, really share the gift of myself with other people? And I think this is a weekend, I just feel like it's very introspective for you guys. We have one flip? No. All right, let's get a couple cards for clarification. Well, you've got the World. So, wow, the Star and the World. The Star, you know, like I said, big dreams. This is not like I want to make 50 cents an hour more. This is like, I want to open my own business. I want to start a family. I want to buy a house. This is big. These are big dreams. And the thing is, the world is open and available to you if you are willing to give of yourself. That's what that Empress is about. She's about giving of herself. So the world is available to you, but it's got to be on your terms, because it's got to be part of your big picture. Otherwise, there's just really not any point to it. And you also have the Queen of Wands that comes up with this Empress, which is some seriously strong energy, because the Queen of Wands, she is like highly, look at her, she's like, she's highly successful. She is very, very passionate about what she puts her energies and her efforts into, and she doesn't care what anyone thinks about her. And it's not in an arrogant way. Like, she's not a jerk about it. She's just like, listen, I'm going to do me. And if you don't like that, that's cool. You do you. And that's the thing about the Queen of Wands, especially when it pertains to the Empress, giving that gift of yourself. You are going to have to put yourself out there without the fear of, like, being embarrassed or looking silly, like for your big dreams. You know what I'm saying? So this is kind of I really feel like this weekend is very introspective for the Leos. It's time to kind of look deep inside and say, what do I want? How am I going to get there? You know, only got one life to live, right? So you're going to spend your time worrying about being embarrassed or wondering what people will think, or are you just going to kind of like head to, you know, towards your big dreams? So that's what we got there. We'll head to our Virgos. What do we have for our Virgos? We're still in Virgo season. How are our Virgos this weekend? 10 of Wands, Virgo, and the Knight of Wands. Okay. It looks like you may have a lot of things on your plate. You may have taken on an awful lot of things. And the thing is, I don't really even feel like you're bitter about this. The 10 of Wands is not about other people placing burdens upon us. It's about us taking on a lot of things. And I just feel like you're kind of coming to the end of that season. I think you have put a lot of effort into a lot of different areas. For a couple of the Virgos I know, I absolutely see this and you know who you are. I see at least 2, 3 of you that have taken on huge things over these past couple of months, and they have been things you wanted to take on, and you've been very successful, but you're also at a point now where you're like, I need a little downtime. You have this Knight of Wands, and the Knight of Wands, he doesn't do anything he doesn't want to do, and he does things that make him really happy. So these things you took on at the time, they made you very, very happy, but I feel like you're done. Like you're like, okay, I did my thing, and I'm done, and I need some downtime, and that's really okay. You've got this Tower here, and the Tower is saying, listen, you know that you're done with this. You need to put some of this stuff down, because if you don't, it will blow up in your face. Like, you can only do so many things before you run yourself so ragged that you now just don't have anything left. So you've done your thing. You've done all the stuff you wanted to do. Now it's time to little by little sort of release some of these things that you have kind of taken on, because you've done what you can do with them. And that's cool. Put them to the side and move on. Let's get one more here. Yeah, you got the Six of Cups. It's time for you to have a little bit of fun. Six of Cups is about kind of like a childlike joy, and it's not a selfish joy, which a lot of people think it is, but it's about like, it's more like a self-caring. Like, what do I really want? What makes me really happy? Like, a lot of times these things that you guys take on are to benefit not only you, but a lot of people around you. So now at this point, it's like, what's going to benefit you? You need a little bit of I think a little bit of self-care too. Like I said, you put yourself you really outdone yourself, and now it is time for a little bit of downtime for you. Time to put some of those extraneous burdens down, okay? Enjoy your weekend. And the Libras. What do we have for the Libras? The Page of Cups, Libra, and the King of Cups. Okay, this is about some emotional maintenance this weekend. You're getting a message here. Pages are always messengers. Check out this fish, right? The fish is like talking to him, and you can tell he's like, what? So you may get a lot of things coming toward you this weekend. It's very important to pick and choose appropriately what it is you will and will not, I don't want to say tolerate, but deal with. A lot of times, the Libras, your air signs, you're up in your head, and you're very analytical, and sometimes so analytical that you forget to be emotional and soft. And so this weekend, it's time to kind of dial it back and look toward our emotional, softer side and see what do we need there. Now, you have the King of Cups, and he's emotionally fulfilled. So what this says to me, and a lot of people are getting this, there's 2 different things that we're getting this weekend, and one of them is you've got to get some work done at home and work on things that are really important and finish the year strong. And the other one is you've been doing a lot of work, and now it's time for some self-care and some emotional kind of maintenance. And that's what I think you guys are getting here. It's saying if you can pick and choose what really is important to you, and do the things that feed you emotionally this weekend, you end up here with this King of Cups. And the King of Cups is emotionally, he's very satisfied. He's very comfortable in his emotions. He feels fulfilled. So I think that's what you're looking at this weekend. And here you have the Strength card, which has already come up in this position for other people, other signs. It is saying, yes, it is not easy to stop, especially for an air sign. I'm an air sign also, to stop the analytical mind and put the emotional soft mind on. Spend time with your family, your partner, even yourself. Maybe this is about self-care for you. You'll know, and like I said, it's a general reading, so watch your moon and rising, but you may be able to tell already if it is about your self-care or if it's about the time you spend with loved ones. Either way, it is time to dial back the analytical side and really turn up the emotional side. Now you also, I think did the Virgos get this? I think you get the Tower, and the Tower is like, it's so plain to see. You can either make the right choices here and be strong, make the good choices to take care of yourself and your emotions this weekend, or you can ignore that and get all kitty womp ass over it and end up here with this Tower. And the Tower is basically like the universe goes, listen, I'm giving you an opportunity to handle this yourself. You can either make the right choice and handle this yourself, or I will make the choice for you, because you need an intervention. So you can either have the Tower come in and just like, say, this is what's happening this weekend, and that's it, which could be emotional drama, trauma, family problem that you've been ignoring. Or you can make the decision to go, I think I need to deal with this. I think, my loved ones need some attention. I think I need to go see my grandma, whatever it is, but it's time to really handle that part of your life this weekend. And like I said, it can be self-care, because what happens when we don't care for ourselves? At some point, we just lose ourselves. We lose our shit. We're like, okay, I need me time. All of you, get away from me. So it's kind of it's that thing. Either way, you need to make the right choice this weekend when it comes to your emotions. And you know this. And we're going to move on to our Scorpios. What do we have for the Scorpios this weekend? We have got the Eight of Pentacles, which I think Aries got, and Temperance, Scorpio. Temperance, you are the water signs. This is about staying on a really even keel, and this is about, I was just talking about this, I think, with Libra. This is some of the signs have like a working weekend, like working on your home, yourselves, your finances, and other signs having emotional, take care of myself and my family weekend. This is about you getting yourself in order this weekend in a practical way, and it's about staying even. Don't go off the deep end on one thing only to ignore other things. But if you focus your efforts this weekend in an intelligent way, you're going to be like so productive, and you're going to get so many things done, and you're going to sort out some stuff. And I feel like, especially with this Temperance card, there are some emotions and some other things that need to be sorted out this weekend, and this is the time to do it. And if you notice, he's working alone, so there may be things you need to work on this weekend. And you know how like you work on some tasks and you kind of think, and it kind of you sort of sort things out when you work on like a mundane task, like you're cleaning your bathroom or something, and it's boring, but you're able to think and do other things like mentally. It could be that, but you definitely want to remain on that even keel, even trajectory. Don't get all caught up and lose yourself, where you're not making proper decisions. And I think you know exactly what I mean, Scorpio. Yeah, you've got the Six of Pentacles as well. This is about abundance, and it's also about balance. See, you've got the scales right there. It is about balance. You've got the yin and the yang, and here you've got the balance of the Temperance card. So it is about balance this weekend, and finding abundance in that, and it even possibly giving back. But for you, I don't really see it as much about you giving back to others as you giving back to yourself. All of the ways that you spread yourself out so far during the week, it's about you giving back to yourself, doing the work at your own home, working on your own finances, your own things, and like I said, kind of keeping it in an even keel in whatever way that speaks to you. You also have the Strength card, and it is very hard. You will need, I have that feeling where I'm like, I can't breathe. You will need the strength that you have, your inner strength, to keep yourself even, because it is easy to get off on a tangent or to get sucked into something that you don't really need to be dealing with. It's very easy. It happens to us all. So just remember to try to, draw from that inner strength that you have and keep yourself on that even keel today and this weekend. Okay, we're going to move on to our Sagittarians. What do we have for Sagittarius? The Chariot and Temperance. Okay, I believe Scorpio got that as well. The Chariot. There's a lot coming at you this weekend. It is so funny. We're only getting like two different kinds of readings for all of the signs for this weekend, and it's either stay home, work on your practical stuff, and handle your business, or it's stay home, work on your emotional stuff, and handle your business. But it's all this. It's kind of the same energy. There's a lot coming toward you this weekend, and it's very important to keep it very, very even. These are both water sign cards. I believe this one is Cancer, so these are both, both cards of you get the water, and it's a lot of emotion, and it comes quickly. So it's really important to not be taken up by this. Like when, these chariots come flying by you, to not get caught right up in that and lose your shit, to be honest with you. And then you've got temperance, which is about keeping that at an even keel and keeping that balance. So it may be that, we've all had a lot of vacations and we've had a lot of partying and fun stuff, and it may be like, it may just be time for some self-care for you, because even though we're out having fun, a lot of times we don't take care of ourselves like we need to, and this may be a weekend just for the self-care for you. And you also have the Queen of Pentacles, which you are not the only sign that got this as well. It's about taking care of you, your environment, your home, your schedule. If you have kids, this is not just a female energy, so don't get all caught up in that. But if you have like kids and bills and a budget, like a lot of people do, it's time to kind of get this under control, because it can get a little bit out of hand, especially when things start back up in September. Kind of like everything goes a little bit haywire. So it might be time to just kind of get this stuff back in order. And look what you get here. You get the Ace of Cups as well. You have an opportunity here to kind of, I don't want to say heal yourself emotionally, but to kind of like do a little damage control on things that may have gotten just a bit out of hand. So take this weekend, get your practical area under control, get your emotional stuff under control. Kind of, I almost think it's like about righting the family around too, in some respects. Like, okay, we've had a lot of fun this summer. We've had a lot of, popsicles and junk food and potato chips, and it's even that kind of stuff. It's like time to like just kind of get everything on an even keel, get everybody kind of on a normal schedule. We're going to finish out the year. It just seems like that to me. Kind of time to just dial it back and get back to basics. All right, we're going to move on to our Capricorns. Who is better to get us back to basics than our Capricorns, right? Well, look at that. The Two of Pentacles from our Capricorns and the Queen of Cups. Okay, the Two of Pentacles, I just said, this is about getting back to basics for a lot of people this weekend. Kind of, things have been a little crazy. It's been in the U.S. and over here it's been a lot of, Labor Day parties and get-togethers and blah, blah, blah. And everybody's kind of all over the place, and it's really fun, but it's time to get back to business. It's time to kind of get ourselves right and around. And you also got the Queen of Cups. And a lot of times in this deck, when I see her, look at her face. I always say she's kind of like a martyr sometimes. She gives, and she's the best nurturer and the best caretaker and the best at everything. And there comes a point where she's going to need a little bit of self-care and a little bit of time to realign what she needs to continue to be this person. So I feel like here with this too, it's kind of like there's been like a little bit of wobble and a little bit of craziness, not necessarily bad, but it's just time to kind of dial it back and get back to basics. And as far as this queen goes, she's nurtured and cared and given and done, and it's just time for her to kind of dial it back as well. You have the Ace of Cups coming up with this, so it is definitely related to this queen here, where it's time to just kind of get things back to basics, just kind of get stuff back in order. And then you have two cards that flew out, and I know we don't have a lot of time. So you get the Three of Cups, which is about your tribe, finding your tribe, maybe dialing your social situations back just a touch, because it seems like you could have been like doing a lot of stuff these past couple weeks. It's time to kind of dial it back to your real close contacts. And also the Star. And the Star, what I get here is, you've got this, she can be a little bit martyry. So you have the Star here too, reminding us, what were my big wishes and dreams and goals for this year? Have I had a chance to attend to those? Have I had a chance to really look at what I want to do this year? Have I looked at my big picture? As we wind the year down, we're in the last quarter of the year. So it is kind of important to say, well, have I done the things I wanted to do this year? Have I taken care of what I wanted to take care of? Might be a great weekend for some self-evaluation, some self-care, and to kind of right ourselves around, get ourselves back to normal. Alrighty, we're going to move on to our Aquarians. What do we have for Aquarius this weekend? Aquarius, Five of Pentacles and the Nine. Ooh, lots of worrying, Aquarius. This can be writing around some things. This is also an emotional card, this Five of Pentacles. Even though it's Pentacles and it's your practical environment, it can be emotional. We've had a very busy summer, a lot of people. If you're on our side of the country or our side of the world, we've had a lot of busy summertime, and now it's kind of time to get back to business too. And it can feel like a little bit of a loss, like, geez, that went by really fast, and now you have this little bit of a loss. Did I waste time? Did I waste money? Did I do the right thing? And now you've got this Nine. So something is on your mind. You're an air sign, so you've got the Swords anyway. Something is on your mind. This is you. Something's milling around in there, and it has to do with, I think, perhaps decisions that you made that you don't feel so great about. Now, you have the option of just worrying about these decisions, or you have the option of handling them so that you feel better. Now, you have two different things coming up. You have the Emperor. And the Emperor, I believe, in this situation is here to remind you just who in the hell you are, right? Like, you are smart, you are able to handle your business, and it's like saying, listen, don't get caught up in the mistakes you made. You know, Emperor's, you know, king of everything, right? He could make some tough calls sometimes, he could make some bad decisions, but you know what? In the big picture, he's got it right. And then the other card you have come up here is the Four of Pentacles. And the Four of Pentacles is about just dialing it back a little bit. Get a handle on your finances, look at where all your money is, check all your passwords, your accounts, and then stop worrying, okay? This is about this weekend. It's a very practical weekend for you. It's about handling your business, getting yourself in order, getting things under control, and stop worrying about them. Instead of worrying, you want to be doing, okay? But this is, like I said, it's about handling your own stuff, not running around being crazy this weekend. We'll finish up with our Pisces. What do we see for the Pisces watchers? Pisces, you got the Seven of Cups coming in and the Seven of Wands. A lot of emotional stuff going on, time to sort some things out. And you also have the Seven of Wands, which is about you kind of standing your ground. You have people sometimes down below you that have a lot to say about what you're doing or how you conduct yourself. And really, you have enough going on emotionally. And I mean, you are the cups, you are the water signs, the emotions. You have enough going on emotionally that you really don't need this kind of stuff happening. So it's up to you to stand your ground and say, yep, no thank you. I have my own things to deal with, and that's what I'm going to do this week. And I'm not going to entertain your nonsense. Like, I call these the gutter people. They're down way, way low, and they, you know, you're up above on your higher plane doing your thing, and they're like poking at you. They got something to say to you for reasons, you know, to make themselves feel better or whatever the reason might be, but it's really just not your problem, Pisces. So you need to focus on you and sorting out whatever is going on over here in the emotional realm. And I do feel like you've got some stuff going on, and like I said, I think it might be pretty personal. It feels very personal to me, not like it's about like work or anything. It's really personal stuff. You do have the Death card coming up. And so here, you know, very simple. It's about letting go of the things. This is a lot of choices and a lot of opportunities for choice, but it's also about letting go of the things that just aren't for you. And you know, I'm always telling you guys to let things go, let it go, let it go. But you know, you're emotional and wonderful, but you hang on to the things that hurt you, and sometimes it's time to just say goodbye. I could have sworn one of these flipped over. There it is. I knew I saw one of them flip. In the Four of Cups, yeah, overwhelmed. You know, don't let these people overwhelm you to where you just stop making decisions and you just stop handling your life, okay? Because it can be between the Seven of Cups here with all this different emotions and different stuff, and then all these people here who have something to say about you. It's easy to just go, yeah, I'm done. I'm done. I'm not doing this. But you know what? Don't allow this. Don't allow this. Instead, when they try to offer you their cup of nonsense, you just go, You see him under the tree. He's like, yeah, no thanks. And the same thing here. No thanks. I'm uninterested. No thank you. And that's your key word for this weekend is no thanks. You can keep that for you. I'm not interested. Thanks anyways. All right. I will talk to you. Have a great weekend.